to talk about my final 20% project. As you saw from the last video, I decided to write a novel, and to do that I talked about the books that inspired me and also some inspiring tips that I discovered, but I've also discovered some of my own along the way, and I'll get to those later. So as for my project, I didn't finish an entire book in a semester, but I got a good start on it. And I actually would like to try to finish it just for myself because I found that I enjoy writing fiction, it kind of relaxes me and it's just a good hobby to have, I think. So for my book, I originally had just a basic storyline of a girl in high school who was just going through the motions and just kind of her experience, but at one point I decided to completely change the plot entirely because when I was driving home from work one night I just thought of an idea, so I decided to delete everything I had and just start all over again. And I guess that happens, but so I didn't get as far as I wanted to in a marking period, or 2 marking periods. But I created what I thought was a much better book, and what the new one is about is actually a little bit darker, I would say, but it's more about a girl who is in high school still. She's finishing her senior year, and she actually suffers from a lot of depression and anxiety, and nobody will be able to tell. She's popular, she's smart, she's going to an Ivy League school, but her dark secret is that she has a serious mental disorder and she doesn't know how to deal with it. And her entire, well, not her entire life, but all the time that she suffered with it, and the book begins out just discussing, giving hints towards the things that caused her to have all these problems, and then suddenly on her way home from a party she dies in a car accident. And her whole life, not her whole life, her whole time she was depressed, she just wanted to die, and now she finally did. And then you hear her looking back after the car accident, you hear her looking back on her ghost, or her looking down on everything about her life and how she didn't actually want to die, and how even though she's going through a bad spot, she actually did have a good life. She just needed help. And I think that this is important because for my project, I had to do a lot of research on depression and anxiety to help better develop my characters, and which is also what I wrote my research paper on. So when I was reading all these facts, I found that a lot of teenagers just don't understand that there's help available. So I think that the reason I wrote this would, if anybody were to ever read it, not like I would ever publish it, but they could see that through her eyes that there is help out there and that she didn't actually want to die, she just wanted to get better. So that's the main plot of my book. Like I said, it's not completely finished yet. There's still a lot more that needs to go because I also deleted my other one. Well, I didn't delete it, I just started over. And what I learned along the way was different writing tips. I found that the best way to get the most work done is to just shut down all social media. Just don't text, don't go on Facebook, just kind of lose yourself in the writing, because sometimes I would, and then I'd be really into the page, and then someone would call my name or my phone would ring, it just stops your creative thoughts, and so that kind of happens. The other thing I found important was I actually had to make a list of all the characters and their stories behind it, because it actually does get kind of confusing, especially in the beginning, and you don't remember which character had blonde hair, which one had blue eyes when you're describing them or adding something about it. You get a little confused, so it's best to keep a list. So those were probably the 2 most important things I learned, and I also learned a lot of facts about anxiety and depression because I did a whole research paper on it, which definitely I think made my book more believable. So that's what I did for my project, and I hope you all like it. Thank you.